Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today on this video, hopefully we're going to get both doors fitted up. Guess I'll show you a bunch of the components here. This is a real Silverado truck, so it has power windows, power locks. That's something that I've never dealt with. I've had a few of these square bodies, and I've never had the power windows, power locks, so this is kind of a learning curve for me. But I'm going to try to go through most of this stuff and kind of give you a rundown on, I guess, what to expect. I've got the driver's side door mostly fitted. For now, I've got the door tore apart. All the pieces are kind of laying right here. The old door, it's outside. It's going to get thrown away. I believe it was the original door, but it's rusty and banged up, and I feel like it's beyond repair. So we're not really going to work on this door. We're going to go to the other side. On this door, I'm going to show you. I got a brand new hinge. I actually got a brand new lower hinge there. But I ended up using the original hinge that was on this cab. I couldn't get it to line up with this aftermarket hinge right there. It's just not, it's like it ain't bent right. The shape of it, I tried bending it, and I think I made it worse by trying to bend it. Because it definitely wasn't curved to the door right like the original. And you're going to find that on these trucks because that's just the way it is with aftermarket parts. Hopefully this ain't too dark. Oh, I guess it ain't too dark, I don't think. Kind of dark over here. I got a bunch of stuff behind me. But these doors are horribly fit. I mean, I don't know if you can see that or not, but the body line is like 1/4 of an inch off there. And it's just, I don't know why. The hinges actually feel like they're good shape, like almost like somebody put new pins in them, so it's like not sagging from the door. But again, I got some new doors. A couple videos ago, I think I went through, I got fenders and doors, pretty cheap doors. So the driver's side fit up pretty good. If I was building a show truck, no, it wouldn't work probably, but for what I'm doing, they aren't bad. Another thing I found on this cab that I wasn't expecting, and now I'm in the light there. I don't know if you can see that there. First off, I got a hole up here, and then this whole thing is rusted in the corner. I pulled off these things right here, and I think they're like, they help stop wind noise, I think, going through the fender there. And they're bolted on. I think it might be a Silverado thing, but they bolt on right here. And I'm not sure what happened, but somehow it held moisture and rotted it out. I actually have a whole new piece coming. I thought about just patching it right down there, but I think I'm just going to put a whole new piece in there. I'm going to take that piece off, then I'm going to repair this, then I'll put the new cowl in so I can take a look at what's going on in there. I don't want any surprises. There's actually some stuff going on right here too. I don't know how bad that is until I get the window off, but I may have to do some patching. From about here to about here, I see some rust or something happening right there. I believe that's the only spot on the windshield that's got rust in it. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to take you through here. I guess I will do this door. Try to get it disassembled. I'm not going to be able to show you how to do it, I guess, the right way. Again, this is a Silverado. It's got power windows. I can't get the windows to roll down. The driver's side motor is dead. I got it out, but I tried to move it with it out. It's dead. This one I think is dead too. The guy I bought it from said they move slow, but they ain't moving at all for me. So it's probably not the way to get these out the way I'm doing it. But I gotta get them out without being able to move the motor. So I got the other side out. I think I'll be able to get this side out, and I'll go through and kind of show you what I did. Okay, so the first thing to getting this door off is, again, this is a Silverado. So you can see there's a rubber deal right here, and that's all the wires are going through here. Now this thing has speaker wires, power lock wires, and power window wires. So there's actually quite a few wires going through this. This side, well, on the driver's side they were both riveted, but this side is riveted on the cab, so you got to drill the heads off of those rivets. This side has bolts, so somebody's changed that out at some point, because I think they're both supposed to be riveted. But anyway, I'm going to drill this out. I'm going to disconnect it from the cab, then I will disconnect it from the door. Okay, so I got the door open, and you can see someone's been kind of messing with the wires. My suggestion, if you're taking something like this apart, take a bunch of pictures before you start taking stuff apart, so you kind of have a reference on like where these clips go. I've taken pictures, so I'll try to drop as many pictures in this video as I can. But I've taken pictures, and you can see the routing of the wires. That one is not right. I'll kind of show you here. The wires come inside the door from that rubber thing back here. Then they immediately come outside the door right here. And they all run this way. This is the switch for one of the things. So that's going to go actually plug into the door panel. Same with this one. This is a switch. It'll plug into the door panel switch. There's a ground right here. That's on the window. That's one of the bolts or nuts that holds the window, power window on. And then the wires run outside the door, and then the power locks and the power windows go in right here. This one here has been disconnected, but it would go through here. All the wires for the locks and the windows go back in the door right here, and they connect to the either the window motor or the lock motor. The lock mechanism is, there's two bolts right here. That's what this is, holding the power lock mechanism on. So to unplug the door, right there, you're gonna have I think 3, maybe 4 plugs. Again, I'll have a picture. I'll take a picture once I get it out of the how many plugs there are. But this one, like I said, has speakers and everything in the door. So there's a lot of wires. I just noticed something just now up on here. Yeah, that does not look very good. So there's probably definitely gonna have to be a repair done up there. This might have been why the guy stopped the project, because I think someone took the dash pad off. Someone did, and I see they screwed it back on real quick. Probably because they didn't want someone, the buyer, to see that. But that, yeah, I don't like seeing something like that, but I think it's the only spot. Somehow this side of the truck was getting water in it, looks like, or something. But I'm going to continue on. Like I said, I'll try to show you everything I can. Just drill the heads off them rivets. Okay, so I just got everything unplugged. I'm going to kind of show you here what I've got, and they've all kind of have their own different kind of lock. So you kind of got to look at them. This side wasn't really bad. The driver's side was horrible because it actually goes behind the parking brake. Maybe removing the parking brake would make it a lot easier. But yeah, like I said, they all got their own kind of a lock. You got to kind of pry or push. And that's those. Now I believe this is power windows, power locks. And then I got another one here, right here. I don't know if you can see that one or not. Right here, this one here is the speaker wire. I got my fingers on it right there. I ain't got a lot of light, but they all got a grommet. This one's got a big grommet right here. That's got to be pushed that way to get it out, to get the door off. Same with that speaker wire. It's got its own little grommet in there. But that's got to be pulled in, so when you unbolt the door, it comes out. Okay, so here are the wires finally out of the cab here. That's going to really be fun. Really be fun to get these back through that. It is not very big hole at all. This is the speaker wire, I believe. And it's got a separate little grommet that goes in a separate hole above this grommet right here. This is a bigger grommet. It's got the rest of them. And like I said, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun getting all that back through. And you'll notice there's another wire in there. There's another wire in there. It's a white wire. That's actually the wire that activates the dome light when the door is open. There's a switch in there, so that's what that extra wire is in there. But yeah, this door actually is ready to come off. I can unbolt it. Probably gonna just unbolt it from there. Oh yeah, there's a funny bolt right here that comes from the inside. So there's one bolt there. You gotta unbolt from the inside under the dash. Now this one ain't gonna be probably too bad. The driver's side was much worse because there's like more stuff over there. So I gotta get that one first, then I'll probably get these other bolts off. Okay, so to get that odd bolt, I'm going to show you where the wrench has got to go in. Right there is where your wrench has got to go in. Now that is actually the same hole that the wire goes in for the automatic dome light. So that switch, the little switch right there, you have a wire going to it. I actually unbolted that, pulled the wire out so I can get my wrench in, because there's a grommet right there. Actually, that's the grommet right there that goes in that hole. You gotta pull that out to be able to get your socket in there and get that weird, I don't know what GM engineer thought that would be a good idea to have a bolt. Have one of them bolts come from the inside, but it's the stupidest idea I don't know I've seen in a long while. So that should get the door free. I shouldn't be doing this because my back is giving me trouble, but this hinge here is a little rusty. It's got me a little concerned. But this whole thing is kind of rusty a little bit. I don't understand why, but well, that's it. That's pretty much a door removal. I got to figure out some way to move this without picking it up. Like I said, my back's been giving me trouble, so yeah, I got it off. That actually looks not too bad. I thought it was going to be worse than that, but that don't look too bad down there. So I've got a whole new rocker for it. I knew that I was going to have to do that, but yeah, it looks like this is just a little rusty. We'll clean that up. So that's a door removal for a Silverado. A regular truck without the wiring would be pretty much just unbolting the bolts. Here with the door off, you can see this damage. I am not liking the looks of that. But you can see that damage goes all the way down here. This hinge I think is going to be okay. I was a little worried about, there's lots of rust right here. Again, it's like this side was getting wet all the time. You can also see where GM never painted behind the hinges there. I'm going to paint behind the hinges when I get to painting this, but they didn't paint behind the hinges, so you know them are original hinges. Or someone put them back without painting it, I suppose. But I'm pretty confident to say them were original hinges, never been off the cab. But yeah, that rocker's pretty rough. Rocker's pretty rough on this side. A little bit of floor is kind of rough on this side too. But another thing over here is kind of rough too. I don't know what's going on. They drilled holes right here, which isn't good because that's outside of the seal. So I'll have to weld them up. I don't know if they put speakers or something back there, but them got to be welded back up. But yeah, I can start fitting my new door, or I can start disassembling the door over here. I'll get her, that's what I did with the other one. I did it right here. And then I transferred the parts from here and fitted them on the aftermarket door because stuff isn't going to fit. Original stuff isn't going to fit. I had to enlarge a few holes. Again, I'll go through here and I'll try to show you what I do to get everything to transfer over to the aftermarket doors. Okay, so I got the old door here, and I'm just going to take a few things off that I need to get the new door fitted. So there's a brace right here. I'm going to take that off just because I want to get at this rod right here for the door handle. And this, I guess it's a brace, and it does hold the door pull, I believe. So I try to keep all my bolts together. I may end up sandblasting these in the final assembly, maybe not. I can take this door pull off too. I don't need that right now, but I got the wrench there, so I might as well take it off. There's a couple clips here that I'm going to take off here. Just got to pry them out. There's another one right here. I think I'll do that once I get my handle off. 3 bolts for the handle here. I think before I take them off, I'm going to unhook the rod, and I think I'm going to show you that on the bench, because there's little clips and you ain't going to be able to see nothing right here. So I think I'm going to just unhook it, and then I'll show you on the bench those clips. Okay, so I got my door lock unhooked. My door lock rod unhooked. So now I'm taking off this is the power lock actuator. There's 2 bolts right here. It's easier to take it off and then unplug it than try to unplug it while it's down in the door. You got to push, just like all the connections on here. They all got their own kind of little lock, and you got to push to unlock them. But anyway, there's the lock actuator. I mean, it feels like it's okay, but the connection's pretty rusty. I think I'll probably just get new ones. Again, I'm going to put the bolts where they come out of. So you would be surprised, when you save little things like bolts and stuff like that, at the end of the project, that kind of stuff can like nickel and dime you to death. Having these bolts, you can kind of clean them up if you want, but it can save you a lot of money at the end. I think I'm going to pull off my window channel here so I can get in here. I can't unhook these other rods. With that window channel in there. So hopefully this will... Got to wiggle all this stuff out. Again, I'm going to put my bolts back so I have them for reassembly. I need to separate these, make sure I don't mix up the windows from left to right. Now I think I got room to be able to get in here and unhook these rods. Again, I'm going to go on the bench and show you how to do that. I'm going to pause the video, unhook these, and we'll continue on. Okay, so I finally got this rod unhooked so I can take off my latch here. Okay, so now I'm going to try to get the outside door handle here. You got one bolt right there, and you got one bolt right here. That I'm not going to be able to get with my wrench because the window's in the way. Okay, so I got a regular wrench. Just a regular wrench to try to get this bolt off. Okay, so I got this. So I got this like impact thing. You hammer it, and it'll loosen up stubborn bolts, especially Phillips and regular. I can't get this one out, and I'm afraid I'm going to strip it out if I keep trying to do my impact. So we're going to give this a shot, see what happens. Usually a couple hits and it'll loosen it up. Still not going. There we go. Probably need a new, I'll be able to get by with this, but I probably need a new one. You can order them. I should have ordered brand new ones, but I didn't. But anyway, that gets this mechanism free. I gotta work this tab off of here. Okay, so I got this lock or latch mechanism. Finally got it out. I don't need it. I got a new one. I'll show you the new one. But I'll show you how these locks on here work. How to disconnect all the rods on there. So now what I was after was the door handle. And I mix up all my bolts there, but hopefully, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you got to push your button in, and then you can pull the thing out. You got to push your button in, and my spring is broken on this one. Excellent. That's exactly what I needed right now. A broken door handle. I'm just using these for mock-up. I got new handles, but maybe I can fix that spring. Okay, so I got this handle fixed. Someone had to bring on back. There's a roll pin and a spring, and when you push it, it's supposed to come back out. I don't know if that fell out or whatever, but I got that fixed. But I got everything I need now to start assembling the new door, getting it mocked up. So I'm going to get the new door out. Okay, so I'm going to show you these clips. And here is the original door latch. This is the thing that latches on to the striker. Anyway, there's a bunch of rods and clips on this. And this is one of the clips right here. So that's one of the clips. And if I can show you here. So this clip goes on like so. And it pushes all the way down, and this bottom part locks into the hole right down here. Well, to get it off, to install it, you just put it on there like that, and then you can push the rod through, and the other side grabs a hold of a groove in the rod. Okay, so that's easy, but getting them off is the tough part, because you got to pry this end up, and you got to get it out of the hole. It's hard to do it with my fingers, even right here. So you got to get it, pry it up out of the hole there. Take your screwdriver, take something, and you got to pry it up. See, once the lock is unlocked from the hole, then you can push it up. You push this clip up, and then it'll let go of the rod, the other end, and then you can push your rod out. But yeah, that's this end here will grab a hold of the rod. There's a groove in the rod, so yeah, it's kind of tricky. Hopefully that helps explain it a little better, but it's really tricky to do it inside the door. I've got a new one of these, so I may save the clips, because the original clips are usually way better than the aftermarket junk, but we'll see. Okay, so I've got my new door sitting up here, and these are my new strikers. These are OER. I'll try to link everything that I'm using, guys. Everything that I can anyway. I've got my original bolts out of my other striker or latch. I got a new door striker as well that I'm putting in, so everything's new. I just kind of test fitted these bolts real quick, make sure everything's gonna work. And then this, now be careful, these doors, there's all kinds of sharp stuff on these stampings. They're actually dangerous. But anyway, I'm gonna set this up here. And make sure all the bolts line up. On the other door, I actually had to pound this piece up, and it looks like I need to do this one too, because it almost looks like there's damage there. I got to take this off. I gotta take that off and fix this damage right here. I just don't like that at all. So there you go. Sometimes you got to do modifications to these things. To get them to work like you want. So this is the real life struggle of aftermarket parts. Trying to get them all to work together here. But I got my latch in, had to enlarge the holes with a file. Probably should maybe run a drill just a teeny bit bigger, but I think I'm gonna be fine for now. Getting my hinges installed here next. I've already got my upper hinge in place, and I've got my new lower hinge, and I got my original lower hinge here. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but you see the shape of that hinge. Kind of keep that in mind when you look at this one. You see how it's much flatter. And when I hold it up to here, up to the door, you can see that it doesn't really curl around the door. So I might try to heat that up and bend it. I tried doing that with the driver's side, and the hinge, it wouldn't let me align the door correctly, the lower hinge. So I didn't heat that one. I just kind of tried to brute force it, but I might heat this one, try to bend it, see if I can't get a better bend out of it. But yeah, got my, well, I'll have my hinges in place here. Over to the cab, I've got my new striker in place. So we'll see how that works out. When I install this door, I'll hook it on the striker. Actually, I raise the striker as high as it'll go, and then tighten it down, and then I hook the door on there, and then put my bolts in the hinges, and then go to kind of moving it around and wiggling it, trying to get it aligned. So I think I'm going to try to bend this lower hinge quick, and then I'll get back to getting this door fitted. Okay, so I got my hinge. I heated it up. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I would like to use the new hinge that I paid, I think 30 some bucks for them hinges. They weren't the cheapest. You're going to notice I got my door handle installed. I got the rod hooked up so it works. And like I said, I'm going to hook it on my door striker. Can't remember what it was called. I'm going to actually, like I said, I'm going to raise it. I'm going to raise it all the way up. And then I'm going to hook this thing on the Oh, I got my little protectors here on the bottom of the door. It wouldn't go on. I was wondering why it wouldn't go on. So now I'm going to put some bolts in here. See here, look at the door. Yeah, it don't look too bad right now, but she's a little tight right there. So now I gotta lower my striker down. See how that works out. Well, I can see I got a problem here pretty bad. It's more of a gap down here at the bottom, just like the driver's side. I may have to add like a little piece down here. It's a little tighter down here. It looks perfect to about here, but this is in like 1/4 of an inch. But what I can see is the body line is real sharp to about here, and the door actually fits pretty good to about there. Then something's going on with it looks like this is full of Bondo right here, and then it's all, even this body line, it goes up. So I don't know if this is filled. There's some Bondo in there. I don't know if there's a 1/4 inch of Bondo. But that's probably just going to have to be something I do later on. Right now, just getting these doors on and mostly fitted. Looks like it could probably come out on the top. But for the most part, besides right here where it's terrible, might be able to loosen up the inside hinge bolts. Get that to work a little better. But aftermarket parts, this is what you get. It's pretty much you gotta make it fit. So that's hanging the door. Now I gotta transfer some of my other stuff into the door. Okay, so now I'm transferring the door latch on. This is the original one. I did enlarge one of the holes I just drilled it out a little bigger. That helps everything line up. Because again, these aftermarket doors, the stuff just doesn't seem to line up. It doesn't line up like the original stuff. And bolts almost don't seem long enough. Then I gotta go in here and gotta get the rod hooked up. Which hooking it up isn't hard to do. Yeah, I just did that in a second there. It's getting it unhooked that's the fun part. So that's working. Next, we're going to get the support in here slash a hole, bolt hole for the door pull. This looks good. If I can find my bolt that I dropped. I lost my washer, I think too, but anyway, that's gonna work. It bolted right on. Let's see here, what else are we gonna do? We'll get some of these plastic things maybe. So I got these plastic things for, I believe this is like the door panel, something for the door panel. Anyway, they go on and they slide in. And sometimes when these are punched, they leave something on there, like a groove on the inside. Sometimes you can get them on there, sometimes you can't. But right now is the time to figure out that I can't, so I can modify them. I gotta get my file out, file these. That one ain't gonna go. I gotta get my file. Like I said, the real life struggle of aftermarket parts. And there you go. Probably should have done a little on this one, but it is what it is. Okay, so one final thing. This is the deal that goes on the door panel bolts into that, so you got something to pull the door shut with so it doesn't break the door panel. Now the other side, I had to enlarge my holes to get it to fit. This side looks much better. Yeah, this side's gonna fit. So what it seems like is this door, the inside stuff is working better than the outside. The driver's side door, the outside worked better, but the inside stuff was a little more difficult to get installed. But that's pretty much it for, I got window stuff, but I may do a total separate video. I may do a total separate video on the window stuff because this video I think is getting really, really long, but I just kind of wanted to show a real, a real trying to fit these doors, aftermarket doors on. I think I'm going to do a little more disassembly on the old door, so let's get to doing that. Okay, so I'm going to finish tearing this door apart just for the video's sake. I'm going to pull this wiring out of here real quick. Once all your clips are took off, this wiring should feed through here. I'll unplug my switch here. So there's the wiring harness out of the way. So now I'm going to turn the door around. I'm going to take the mirror off. Of course, someone's got a different screw in here. Now I can take out my screws here. This thing is all rigged up. Different size bolt everywhere. These are like a rib nut in the door, these top two. So I'll probably have to do something similar. This one right here is what I was after. Taking that off. Because there's a brace inside this door. There's a brace right here for the mirror. I don't know why there's a zip tie on it, but I want to save that for the new door. And it's going to get it out of my way for getting this vent window out, because like I said, the window is all the way up, the power window, and I can't get it to come down. So I'm doing this kind of probably the backwards way, but I don't know how else to do it. I'm going to unbolt the motor, or the power window regulator. So I got that unbolted, and hopefully I was able to get that to come out on the other one. This one might not work. There we go. So the power window regulator is So I'm trying to get this out of the track here. Ow! Watch your fingers in there, because this stuff. So I'm just going to let that kind of fall in there. Hopefully I can get it out. Now I'm going to take off the bolts for this vent window. Then we've got 1, 2 screws up here. Don't do that on me, don't do that on me. Don't do that on me. I gotta get this over so I can get some pressure on these. I don't need that stripped out on me. Okay. That scared me for a second. Ah, shoot, I got one more up here. Forgot there's one more up here. That should. There's little washers. Like little washer cup things for them bolts. But I don't think that's keeping that on there. I'm not sure why we're getting caught up here, but we're all kind of caught in here. Well, for one thing, we got wire ties or something. I got a wire tie on this thing for some reason. There's a wire tie on here. I don't know what that stuff's doing on there, but like I said, probably not the way to do it, but it's the way it's getting done now. Getting this window out is going to be another challenge. rollers are getting stuck. If the rollers would just slide out, I could get the window out, but it's so jammed up. It's probably why the window motor failed, because it's jamming up in this track so bad. Now there's a window, there's a little channel there where you can unhook your window. Right there's a slot. Oh, like I said, that's not the way to do it. I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me struggle getting this regulator out, because I'm just going to get it out however I can get it out. Because I think the window is supposed to be rolled down to get all this stuff out, or halfway down, or in this window, or in this channel to get it out somehow. Oh, okay, after struggling here for a bit, there's your power window regulator. And actually, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Even these little bushings are good, but they're seized up. There's no grease on them. This one here moves, but all the rest of these aren't moving. They need to be greased. Just lack of maintenance. I think what killed this motor was these were running so hard that it killed the motor. So I'll get new motors. I'll probably reuse this regulator. You don't want to take these power motors off without holding this, because this is spring loaded. I almost cut my fingers off one time when I took a motor off, power window motor off one of these regulators, and they're spring loaded and it's going to shut on you, because I think it's all the way open right now, so the spring's loaded right now. But yeah, just be careful when you're messing with a power window motor. But anyway, guys, that's it. That's disassembled. Like I said, there's little clips here. I'm probably just going to get new one of those. Actually, there's two of them there. And yeah, I'm probably going to keep this door for measurement of the rear view mirror. Otherwise, it's going outside. It'll be junked someday. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's probably going to be really long. Hopefully you got some information out of this video on these doors with power windows and stuff like that. I may do a complete window video, because I know, like I said, this is not the way to get these out. So maybe I'll figure out how to do it correctly, and we'll do one of those videos. But anyway, guys, like I said, hopefully you enjoyed. Maybe you got some good information out of this. I'll see you.